you think this developers conference is an opportunity for Apple to play offense a little more because they have been on the defense with respect to the Apple developers. Have you seen that, and what form do you expect that offensive stance to take?
Sure. So thank you for bringing that up, Tyler. This definitely was a much needed opportunity for Apple to play offense, and the developers conference speaks to the company's strengths. So you think about the developers on Apple that are able to generate millions, if not billions of dollars of revenue. You think about the recent Epic Games versus Apple lawsuit. You think about the complaints by Spotify. They've already talked about their efforts to improve opportunities for developers from diverse backgrounds. I think they'll talk about what they're doing as far as lowering the fees for smaller scale developers. But net, I think this is a great opportunity for Apple to warmly hug developers virtually to remind them why it's important to make apps for Apple and how they can make money doing so.
Tim, is that what you're feeling here? Warmly hug the developers and maybe concede a little bit of the commission cut to the smaller developers?
Well, we didn't hear any new developments on that commission today. That's kind of the elephant in the room.
Right.
There have been some announcements regarding the privacy changes that may disrupt the ad businesses out there. Some more changes to how email is dealt with. Right now, a lot of information can be pulled out of that information when you open up your email, and people have built businesses around that. And Apple wants to make it easier for a user to turn that kind of flow of information off. And those are the kinds of things, they seem small, but they have kind of domino effects to other businesses that have built an ecosystem around Apple. So it'll be, time will tell to see kind of the reaction to that. But that's why so many people are watching today, because Apple has this great power to kind of change the rules of the game.
Right. Tom Forte, on that front, if I'm Facebook, if I'm Zoom, is there anything I'm hearing today that affects my ambitions, my market share, my share price?
So if you're Facebook or Zoom, what you're hearing is that Apple is adding new privacy-related features, making it easier for consumers to hide, for example, if they're reading emails sent from them from marketers. So I think that Facebook aptly pointed out that Apple is an important competitive threat to Facebook, and I think that the developers conference today is consistent with that as Apple rolls out more features to protect consumers' privacy.
Actually, Tom, as you're speaking, I'm thinking about this little newsletter that I send out, Ty. You know, and I get these stats like, you know, here's how many people opened it, and of course it's very high. No, as of course it's not. So maybe, Tom, they're doing me a favor, but will people who send out newsletters be able to know how many people opened and read them, or do you think they're aiming these features more at literally marketers? How might that affect the entire ecosystem?
Sure. So I think this looks like the kind of tool that would have an impact on both a large-scale marketer and, unfortunately, Kelly, on your situation, to the extent that your readers decide to hide if they're opening your emails, which perhaps they won't, that could have an impact on you as well.
Interesting.
Tim, what's an app developer to do if they have a grievance with Apple? I mean, how much do they need Apple versus how much Apple needs them?
Yeah, you hit on this interesting point. For most developers out there, there's not much they can do. The small developer is very dependent upon the system. And if you talk to them, you know, they're happy to be in this system. It enables them access to 1 billion plus iPhone users. It has created a market. But what we tend to see is that when these apps become a certain size, when they start to become businesses and kingdoms unto themselves, that is when the alignment between Apple and that developer perhaps has some problems. We've seen it with Epic. We've seen it with Facebook. These are kingdoms that want to have the rule of law in their own world, and they don't like bumping up against Apple's rules. And that's kind of the challenge that we see here.
Shepard Smith here. Thanks for watching CNBC on YouTube.